Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant David Coleman of the Media Relations Division, and I'm going to be bringing up Captain Brian Riley, who will be updating us on 2 of our homicides from over the weekend. Thank you, Captain Riley.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming out today. I'm going to discuss 2 of the fatal shootings we had over this past weekend. Saturday, August 20th, just before 5 o'clock in the morning, our patrol officers responded out to 9705 Brandywine Road in Clinton. That is a 7-Eleven convenience store. When we arrived on scene, we found our victim, Taiwo Odewale, suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a local hospital and eventually died from his injuries. Mr. Odewale is at the time of this incident, was the midnight clerk at the 7-Eleven. Our investigation shows that a suspect entered the 7-Eleven armed with a handgun, walked behind the counter, confronted our victim, and announced a robbery of the 7-Eleven. He began assaulting our victim, at which point Mr. Odewale, fearing for his life, jumped over the counter and fled towards the exit. At that time, our suspect raised his gun, pointed it at our victim, and shot him in his back 1 time. The victim was able to go outside into the parking lot, and right behind him was our unknown suspect. The suspect then a second time raised his gun and shot Mr. Odewale in the back again. Mr. Odewale collapsed in the parking lot and, like I said, was eventually transported to the hospital and pronounced. About 30 minutes later, this same suspect went to a nearby Comfort Inn in Clinton, Maryland, and committed a second commercial robbery there. Thankfully, no violence was used in that commercial robbery of the Comfort Inn. We know the same person committed this murder and robbery due to the distinctive clothing that he was wearing early that morning. The key piece to his outfit is this jacket you see over here to my right, your left, that's on our TV screen. Distinctive piece of clothing is the colors to the jacket, and the second thing is the picture to the right is a backpack that's connected to the jacket. These are still footages of surveillance video from the 7-Eleven, so you can compare the 2 and see it's the same thing. We're asking for anybody that 1, knows somebody that has this jacket, or 2, knows who committed this crime, to please reach out to us. We believe there was a second person involved in these cases as the getaway driver in both the 7-Eleven case and the Comfort Inn case. Once again, we're asking the public to reach out to us so we can find out who it was that committed these heinous crimes. The way to do that is 1-866-411-TIPS, TIPS, or 1-866-411-8477. Up to a $50,000 reward is being offered in this case. As you're aware, our Crime Solvers offers up to a $25,000 reward for the arrest and indictment of a suspect in a case. The FBI has agreed to offer an additional $25,000, reference this case, in the indictment and arrest of a suspect. This is an absolutely senseless crime that should never have taken place. When he went into the 7-Eleven and announced the robbery and began to assault our victim, he fled without taking any property. Mr. Odewale lost his life because he was working the midnight shift in the 7-Eleven, and the robber took no money. If you know who this person is, whether you're family, an acquaintance, a friend, the right thing to do is to contact us and let us know you have information on this case. It is absolutely the right thing to do. I will take questions reference this first case. I'm not aware that he has any children. He is an immigrant to the country, had been here about 5 months from Nigeria, and was working the midnight shift to make ends meet. I believe just a couple months.
Can you speak to the type of person that you're looking for, someone who will shoot someone in the back twice and then 20 minutes, 30 minutes later go to a Comfort Inn and then rob them?
Yeah, it's tough to speak to somebody about somebody like that because how can you? Heartless, a coward that would shoot someone in the back. not once, and I stress it, not once, but when he gets outside, he then flees, goes through the exit doors, and shoots a second time as the victim is running away. At that point, there's no reason in the first place to shoot him, but the second time, it's a heartless, cowardly act. No questions, I'll move on to the second case from this weekend. On Sunday, August 21st, just after 1 o'clock in the morning, patrol officers responded to the 3600 block of Parkway Terrace in Suitland. We responded out there for a shooting call, and we found our decedent, Douglas Brooks. He had been shot several times in the upper body. He was pronounced on scene by fire board personnel. Our investigation has revealed that Mr. Brooks was standing in the parking lot of an apartment complex when several subjects, males, approached him and began shooting in his direction. He was struck and was pronounced, as I stated before. We're still working to establish a motive in this case, and this is just another example of a second senseless crime that took place this weekend. We're working very hard to make an arrest and provide answers to his family and friends, but we need the public's help in this case as well. I'd ask anybody that has information reference this case to please give us a call at 1-866-411-TIPS or 1-866-411-8477. And I will take questions reference this case as well.
Do you all believe that the shooters came out of the woods, or were they in a vehicle? What are you all being told?
I don't believe they came out of the woods. What it was a parking lot in between two buildings, and from what I understand, two separate groups approached our victim from the two separate sides of the parking lot.
So it looks like an ambush.
You can call it what you like. It sounds like if they come from two different directions, yes.
A lot of stuff on social media about theories involving a girlfriend. There's a photograph of a young woman. Sounds like some threatening language being put in her direction. Is she involved?
We normally wouldn't get involved in discussing what we've discussed with witnesses from our scenes, but it's a good question because I feel compelled to discuss this. There has been a lot of activity on social media reference this case. I understand Mr. Brooks is a popular rapper from the D.C. area. We have spoken to the girlfriend. We've interviewed her twice at this point, and we have absolutely nothing to indicate that she was involved in this case. Absolutely nothing. So the not even veiled threats, from what I understand, but the threats that are going on social media should stop. They need to stop because we do not believe she was involved in any way.
Was she a witness, or did she see what happened?
She is a witness.
Were there others you saw it?
Yeah, I believe what was happening was there was some kind of, and I don't want to say a large party, but a gathering in one of the apartments, and so there were people outside at the time, yes.
Do you all have an idea of what the motive may have been if it wasn't the girlfriend?
We do not at this point. That's why we're appealing to the public to give us a call. Like I said, there's been a lot of social media activity. We'd ask those people that have information that are posting things online, please give us a call, either at our number or give us a call in the homicide office at 301-772-4925.
Multiple shooters shoot, directing their fire at the one victim.
Correct.
Do you know how many suspects they're looking for?
I believe there was, from different accounts, from different people we spoke to, 4 to 5.
Captain Riley, is there any evidence that the victim in this case may have been lured outside, enticed outside through social communications of any kind?
We do not believe that, no. Any other questions?
That third shooting, anything on that?
Yeah, at this time, we're not prepared to discuss. We have a lot of information coming in about that case, a lot of different avenues that we're working. That is the case involving Damian Rolette that was fatally shot as well this weekend. He was shot, I'll say, inside of a house on Ensley Place. We're not going to discuss publicly yet what we have going on in that case.
Can you all confirm that there was a house party happening when that shooting happened?
I hesitate using the word house party because that can give a negative connotation. There were people that were there. It wasn't a large party, but there were people that were invited personally to someone's house, yes. It wasn't a social media invited party, if you follow me.
Does it seem to be at all linked to the Brooks situation?
No. All three of these incidents are not related to each other. 3 separate individual incidents. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.